Have you ever wondered what it takes to really separate yourself from everyone else? To become the wolf of the pack! To to devour every last enemy that stands before you! Well, first off, you kind of need talent. But you know, what's more important than talent is motivation and curiosity. Because not everybody is motherfucking ninja or miffed. But if you have those, then this video is a must watch for you. Hello everyone, my name is PlatinumCrai, otherwise known as Ahmed, and these are 7 building techniques that will terrify your enemies. Enjoy the video. So, your first step to accusing everyone you fight of being a stream sniper is to practice on music block maps. Surprisingly, this helps improve rhythm so you can feel the groove, and rotation so you know how to move. Get it? Because you need rhythm to flex on your enemies, and you need rotate. I'm just gonna go die in a hole. Alright, so this is how it's gonna go. Each technique will have a level of difficulty along with its pros and cons. I believe only one of these has a neutral, so like don't look out for them too much. I mean, do what you want to do, but with that being said, let's get right into the first technique. Alright, so the first technique we're going to start off with is going to be the 6-layer ramp rush, aka the TTV, by the way, rush by Daquan. This technique took me incredibly long to finally catch on to, and yet I still haven't fully got it down right. It's been 4 months of consistently practicing this technique. I haven't like been on here on 24 hours a day, you know, like streamer mode, but you know, I've been putting a lot of effort into it. Anyone who does this is considered a tryhard and is gunned down on sight. It feels like whenever I do this move in solos, I get targeted all the way from fucking India. This move wastes a ton of mats if not used effectively. However, it is very frightening to have someone build on you with this ramp rush. Just listen to this.
Yes, you just run on the map and just. Oh, I hear shots.
It's over here, over here.
I see him. Let's
try to snipe him.
I like a default. It's a default. Oh.
It's not.
Oh, it's a soccer skin. Oh, what I tell you, soccer skin.
Alright guys, so what you mainly want to do is you want to put 2 ramps out in front of you, and just like you're about to start off doing the double ramp wall, you want like basically you want to have that foundation right there. You want to have the foundation done. You don't need to have this part on the ground because there's no point, and it's not like anybody's gonna shoot at that. So you want to go ahead and put both ramps. You want to focus on putting the ramps majority first. You have to have the ramps first, and then you know focus on the floor. So it's kind of hard to explain this because when you're in motion, you're not really thinking about it too much. But BRB. Alright, so mainly what I was saying was you want to go ahead and focus on having the ramps out first, then transition to having your floors, then go back to having your walls. I can't really do this. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can do this move, but it's like very I'm very messy with it. I'm still very sloppy with it. Like, I'll show you how I do it in fast motion. See, I can do it most of the time, but sometimes I just really screw this up. So what you want to do, like I said, what you want to do is you want to focus on primarily, you have to have the ramps out. That's a must. If you you want to focus on having those ramps first, and then focus on doing the transition into the floors, and focus on doing the transition into the wall. The next technique that we are going to cover is the pyramid ramp rush. This ramp rush is essential for building up to enemies who have already positioned themselves on high ground. It is pretty easy to do now, which is why I gave it a level of difficulty of meh. But you know, it's pretty easy to do now since there are so many more challenging and more effective techniques out there. However, it is still a cornerstone in both defensive and offensive play styles. Anytime I see a player doing this, I know for a fact that I'm going to lose high ground. When doing this move, it is important to be aware that you are only covering above your head and your line of sight, being that in front of you. Enemies will look to take damage off of you from every side, every angle that you are vulnerable from, so be very careful. Now we're on to his little bitch ass cousin. Now we're on to the technique, which is literally a variation of this, a more hellish one, that being the pyramid floor ramp rush. This ramp rush is a nightmare regardless of the skill level of the player. Finally got this move down recently after struggling with it for what feels like a damn millennium. Hold up though, even when you get it down, there is not a high chance that you will be able to be consistent with it, as it is so damn annoying trying to edit the pyramid immediately after editing the floor. This move will absolutely have your enemies terrified when you do it effectively, as it is rare to see unless you're a pro player in the comp scene, the competitive scene. When I see someone pull this move on me, bro, when I see somebody pull this move on me, man, I start to believe that they are the most underrated console player with the fastest 90s to ever exist. Like, these are some TTV boys. Like, they got a YouTube channel I need to go check out with about 10K subscribers. They on the come up. So, one more thing. When you are doing this move, please try your best to not have your pickaxe out. That's what I was doing. That's why it took me so long to get this move done, like down pat, because once I figured out that you don't need to have your pickaxe out when editing, you just stay in edit mode. It's like, as soon as you build it, you need to edit it. Once you do that, you'll be fine and dandy, and it's so much better. But now we're on to the next technique. Okay guys, now we're on to the pyramid jump, otherwise known as the risk jump. When doing this move, try to focus on jumping before the middle of the stair you place the pyramid on. It's a very high risk, high reward technique, and I recommend that those of you who seek to be future pros get this technique down, as it is very important to use this move when facing off against highly skilled players. This right here takes so long for any skill level to get consistent with, just similar to the pyramid and the floor ramp rush. I would not recommend doing this in public matches unless you are completely comfortable with doing it in creative or playground. At first glance, this technique may appear easy to perform, but don't kid yourself. This technique is a matter of life and death. One false move and you are absolutely fucked. Choking under pressure will reward you with nothing but failure. This is a type of skill that only our console lord and savior, Ghost Aiden, can master. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to what I will call the second most essential move out of this list, which is the 90s. Now, out of all the techniques that are on this list, I will absolutely be shocked if anyone were to tell me they don't know how to perform 90s. As you can see, I'm using four different variations of 90s right now that I use all the time. So if you want to slow down the video and watch them, you can. I will go ahead and take it slow. Right here, like as you see me doing, you want to go ahead and focus on putting a ramp behind your, you want to completely have your ramp covered, top to bottom, and you want to kind of just jump. And you want to master this whole flow of jumping before you even get to put walls down. Like, that's how I kind of did it. And once you get that flow of just jumping and jumping and jumping, once you get that down, 90s are going to become so much easier for you. Before season 7, 90s were considered to be like used by only the best of like players and soon to be pro players. However, at the start of season 7, I noticed that everybody and their blind Aunt Becky could do 90s, which is why it's so common now, and which is why it's not really extremely valuable as it used to be. But yeah, they are considered to be the fastest technique, the fastest method to get high ground from an opponent. So if you haven't learned how to do it already, now is the time to do so. But now we are on to the next technique, which I believe is the most essential technique on this list, which is the high ground retreat maneuver. I cannot exclaim Enough how important this technique is to becoming a building expert. This retreat is mainly used for disengaging skyscraper-like build fights or fights in which there are more than just 2 people. This is easily the fastest way to disengage from a fight, although it can easily be met by fall damage. Depending on the material you use, it might take less than 5 shots to the side of your face, so be careful with how you use it. When performing this technique, try to position yourself at the edge of the ramp and fall as close as possible to it while holding down your wall button. Press your floor or stair buttons when you reach about 3 walls down. Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to how I handle this 2v1 situation. After catching the first guy absolutely lacking and spraying him with the AK, I realized that the fight was even now, and that the only way I was going to win this fight was by beating my opponent at high ground and making him feel uncomfortable by playing aggressive. So I built up and watched him box himself in. He didn't look like an aggressive player, so I went ahead, took my chances, and I used this technique to descend from high ground. I did take a little bit of storm damage, but it's fine, it's okay, because taking that storm damage is essential to getting to the low ground and feeling safe. It was at this moment that I realized that my opponent was not too experienced, so I shot out his floors and watched as he descended from the heavens, allowing me to secure the win. What is all that mattered. The last technique that I have for you guys would be what I call the double pyramid fake out. I am absolutely sure that no one else calls it this, but I did. I just came up with a name for it because I didn't see anybody else do it. This is a top tier godlike move that I see very few YouTubers doing, so it is very rare. It isn't a move that you need to use extremely often, as not too many players in public matches use it. However, this is a great counter technique to stop someone from blocking off your pyramid jump and causing you a death by falling damage. You perform this move by placing a pyramid connecting to your original pyramid on a ramp, editing the pyramid not connected to anything, and then performing the jump. The only con with this technique is that it may take you even longer than the pyramid floor ramp rush to get used to doing. Alright, so now it's time to combine every technique that we went over in this video in free build. I made a lot of mistakes during this free build, but keep in mind that in order to truly appreciate improvement, you need to make mistakes. So please don't get discouraged if you screw up. Like I said earlier in this video, some of these moves could take days, weeks, or even months to truly master. However, I believe that each and every one of you will become masters in your own unique way. Just make sure that you have fun while doing it, please. Alright guys, so we're getting pretty close to the end of the free build here, so I just wanted to take time to thank each and every one of you who was willing to take time out of your day to click on this video. It really means the world to me, as I put a lot of effort and time into my videos. If you would like to see more content like this on my channel, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, maybe comment to leave some feedback, and thank you guys and have a good one.